Imagine a world where you weren't the only type of human on the planet. For most of history, that was the reality.
All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We're looking at a story spanning hundreds of thousands of years, multiple continents, and some seriously wild climate shifts. But at its absolute core, it's a primal story of survival. We're tackling a question that honestly feels like the plot of a sci-fi blockbuster, but it's the very real, very grounded history of our own species. Why exactly is Homo sapiens the last survivor? That number one, it represents a pretty stark reality. Think about it. Out of all the incredibly varied and adaptable human species that have ever walked the Earth, only one remains today: us. It is so easy to just take that for granted, right? Because it's literally all we've ever known in modern recorded history. But if you look at the grand timeline of evolutionary biology, the fact that we're the absolute only human species left on the board is actually really strange. I mean, just 300,000 years ago, the Earth was a much, much more crowded place. Section 1, The Mystery of the Last Survivor, a massive evolutionary puzzle. Just look at humanity today. We're spread all across the globe. We inhabit every corner, every climate, every landscape you can imagine. We build these massive megacities. We dive into the deepest trenches of the ocean, and we even explore space. But all of that success forces a really fundamental question. Why are we the only ones doing it? If the evolutionary tree of hominins used to be this sprawling, branching bush, why is there literally only one single twig left right at the top? This wasn't some preordained victory, you know? It was a really complex puzzle of biology, environment, and honestly, timing.
Section 2, Our Vanished Cousins, a world we used to share.
So let's trace this dramatic shift. First off, we're talking about a world we actively shared with other human species. We absolutely were not alone out there. You had Homo neanderthalensis, the Neanderthals living up in Europe. You had Denisovans over in Asia, the tiny Homo floresiensis down in Indonesia, and probably a whole bunch of others we're only just now starting to discover in the fossil record. But then, over tens of thousands of years, there's this gradual disappearance of our relatives. One by one, those other branches on the family tree just stopped growing, until finally Homo sapiens emerges as the sole survivor. We went from this super crowded, diverse evolutionary landscape to our totally solitary present. How in the world did that happen? Section 3, The Advantage of Our Species. Discovering our secret weapon. So, what actually was our secret weapon? When you directly pit the traits that helped us survive against the traits of our extinct relatives, a really fascinating picture starts to emerge. Those vanished cousins of ours, they were totally formidable. Neanderthals, for example, were incredibly strong. They were perfectly adapted to freezing Ice Age climates, they had these super robust bodies, and they had huge brains too. But Homo sapiens had a unique combination going for us: hyperadaptability, complex language, and incredibly intricate social networks. See, while Neanderthals largely stayed within their local, isolated groups, our ancestors were out there forming expansive trade networks. We were sharing resources, swapping innovative tool-making techniques, and passing along vital survival information across massive distances. It's that specific social and adaptable toolkit that really seems to have given us the crucial edge right when the world started to rapidly change.
Section 4, Competition or Climate. What actually eliminated them? Now, there are a few core theories behind this mass extinction event. Did Homo sapiens simply outcompete everybody else? As we moved out of Africa and started settling in their territories in Eurasia, did our superior hunting techniques, our projectile weapons, and our complex social organization mean we just locked down the best resources and slowly starved out the competition? Or was it catastrophic climate change that eliminated them? The Earth's climate during the Pleistocene was wildly unstable. Did shifting ice sheets and constantly changing landscapes destroy the specific woodland habitats that our cousins relied on, while our extreme adaptability ended up saving us? Or perhaps was it a combination of both? A devastating 1-2 punch, where rapid climate stress weakened their populations, fragmented their habitats, and then our arrival was just the final push that drove them to extinction. Honestly, the fossil and genetic records point to a really complex intersection of both these pressures. Section 5, Alone in the World, the massive anomaly of us. Being the definitive last survivor isn't just some dusty ancient history, it's a profound reality that completely defines what it means to be Homo sapiens today. We actually carry the legacy of all those who came before us, sometimes literally, since a lot of us carry small percentages of Neanderthal or Denisovan DNA right inside ourselves. Yet here we are, sitting completely alone at the pinnacle of this specific evolutionary path. It shapes our psychology, our absolute dominance over the planet, and our totally unmatched global footprint.
Out of this vibrant, ancient cast of human characters, we are the sole inheritors of the Earth. I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to chew on. What does our solitary survival actually mean for the future of our species? If extreme adaptability and complex global social networks were the exact things that allowed us to be the last species standing through brutal ice ages and intense competition, well, how are we going to use those exact same traits to face the massive global challenges of tomorrow? Our ancient victory absolutely shapes our ultimate destiny. It's an incredible story of resilience. And the next chapter, that is entirely up to us. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning the world around you.
Our survival wasn't just a coincidence. It was a journey that shaped everything we are today. Knowing our history helps us understand our future.